and then Mr. Wonderful comes up from behind him and bites him in the neck, and he didn't age at all.
Yeah,
and dude, and isn't that crazy?
Beyond the Brand Podcast.
welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Brand Podcast. I am your host, Angelo, and today we have a special guest. I wanted to talk about some movie. Well, actually, he wanted to talk about a specific movie, which we're going to get to. But we have the one, the only, Nate in the building.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Formerly known as None of This Really Matters.
None of This Really Matters podcast.
Yes, which was one of the first podcasts that I went on as a guest.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's kind of what got me that bug. Like, man,
Like,
this
was
was
fun. Yeah,
like when you leave. For people that haven't done a podcast before, when you leave, you like have a high.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a weird high.
Yeah, then you start thinking about like, fuck, I could have said that. I could have talked about this.
Exactly.
And that's like the fun part of doing it. But when you have it, it's like the fun is you get to do it next week and then week after.
Yeah. So you had hit me and you're like, bro, did you see Marty Supreme? And I'm like, no, Manny saw it, but I'm probably wait till it comes out. I don't really got time. And you're like, I want to be on and we need to talk about this. And I'm like, it's that serious?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let me go get tickets. Let's set it up, bro. So today we are going to talk about Marty Supreme. There's a lot of talk about it already.
Yeah, it's trending.
It's insane.
Everything.
But I want to start off with, because Marty Supreme, we'll get to that, and that's a little more specific if you've seen it or haven't. But something that's a little more general that I was actually talking to some friends about is like, are movie theaters dead? How do you feel about that? I was talking to some of them about Marty, which was crazy because they're in a different, I don't know, circle than us, to where we're watching Marty Supreme and we're like, oh my God, this is cinema. This is, we're breaking it. They're saying it was boring and it was lame.
That's crazy.
And when I was asking them, I was like, how do you always go to the movie? Blah, blah, blah. One of my friends, shout out to the homie Tristan, he was like, I hadn't been to the movies before I saw Marty Supreme in 5 years. I was like,
years,
what?
God damn.
That's what I said. And then I asked like another few homies. They're like, yeah, I go maybe once or twice a year.
That makes sense because I've talked about this with plenty of people, but like movies and like movie going culture, it's definitely changing because of streaming.
100%.
And like Netflix, they just bought HBO. So like things are kind of turning into one, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yes.
But as far as like the regular movie going person, like Marty, like we were talking about the marketing before we started recording, but like Timothee Chalamet doing all this crazy press run, like you can tell like he's kind of like a student of the internet, and like he's doing this press run like so strategically.
100%.
And like the way he's marketing, it's so maximalist, it's so over the top. Like he's doing crazy ass things. Like he was on top of the Sphere, he was at they were doing all this crazy shit. But I feel like he has to do that for people to like know what it is, know it exists, because it's like that's kind of thing about movies is just like people naturally don't give a fuck about movies. Like I don't know. It's just
when
like,
do you think that changed?
Like there's people that like that where probably COVID. Like COVID really did that. Like COVID was they literally shut down theaters, like most of them. And then once like the direct to streaming movies started becoming a thing, it was just kind of like there's a convenience part of it. Like literally earlier today, like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon were on Joe Rogan. I watched literally the first like 15 minutes of it, but they're talking about how like Hollywood's forced to kind of like appease like the busy people. Like we live in a world where we are busy all the time.
Dude, have you heard that I don't know if this is true, but there's rumors or whatever that studios and production companies are making something called second screen viewing. Have you heard about this?
No.
So basically,
what is it?
So basically these companies or these productions, whatever you want to call it, the people making movies and TV shows that are going on streaming platforms, they're making scripts specifically for people that are second screen viewing, meaning you're watching whatever on your phone, you're scrolling, but they're on the screen literally saying what the plot is out loud.
Yeah. It's like on purpose. Like Netflix is like infamous for this, to where it's like their executives will be like, in the dialogue, you need to put what's happening in the story 3 different times throughout the movie because some people are not paying attention.
Yeah, their eyes aren't on
Or
it.
like you need an action set piece within the first 5 minutes of the movie, or it needs to be, and you need to add this. And that's kind of, obviously that ruins the creative process because it's like, it's storytelling. Like that's what movies have always been.
Yeah.
And when you're starting to, you know, make it more, like you're making more decisions because, I mean, if you want to break down what like capturing something on camera is, it's just like you're capturing like a moment, like you're artificially putting this all together, even though there's a million lights on, but you have to make it feel like real. But not only, you have to do that challenge of like making a movie, like, I don't know, you have to make it, like you have to like fall for the magic, you know what I mean? Because it's a magic trick is what movie making is. But then when you're trying to like fuck with it and be like, we have to appeal, like you already have the audience in mind when you're not even done making the movie. That's like that's the business side of it. But then when
that's like working in reverse.
Like, but say you're an executive and you work at Netflix, you're going to be like, bro, this movie needs to do good or else I'm fucked, because the industry is already going down. That these people who are in these high positions at the studios, they're trying everything they can, bro, to try and keep their jobs. But what I see and what I feel is that movies are going to go more towards a place where it's like, if you're into movies, like you have to be like into them to like know what's good, because there's people out here like my brother, like he thinks there's no good shit out, like new shit. And like, I have to be like, no, bro, watch this. I have to like these independent movies, like you have to look into the Criterion Channel. You got to look, like if you have Letterboxd, bro, you could find any movie ever fucking made. And so it's like, but even new shit, like people, like you can go back and watch old movies. Like even I said on my old podcast, I was like, there's no set, like the movie could come out 50 years ago. It's still brand new to you. You know, it could still resonate. It could still like feelings are
so
timeless.
do you, to just answer that question, do you think movie theaters are dying?
I think they are. It sucks to say, because of like what you're saying, like people don't have time, bro. Like you were about to just wait
for sure
and like not really like trip, but like I said, like there's that feeling to where you're watching a movie in a theater. And it's you know, it's not the same when you're watching it at home. You know what I mean? Like 100%. Whether you have like a good ass sound system or a big ass TV,
you can't have that same feeling.
You know what I mean? Especially like when a movie just comes out. And you know, and you're having that experience with a group of people, there's an energy in that room.
For sure.
But like when you're just watching it at home, like you have the fucking sun beaming in through the window, glaring off the TV, and it's like, bro, how am I supposed to watch like a master, like whatever movie you're watching and like fully like enjoy it?
Is there sorry to cut you off. Is there a way to stop that? Like the theater's dying? Do you see a way?
I mean, just going, because I think the people.
But I'm saying, because like from the production side, like from someone directing or an actor, like how would they get people in the seats?
Like, I mean, like doing what. I mean, it's kind of like it's hard because the way Hollywood has it set up is to where it's like you kind of just, if you're playing their game, like your shit's probably not going to be in theaters. Like Marty Supreme, by the time this comes out, it's not going to be in theaters no more. Which is bro, it's been out. It came out on Christmas, and like movies back in the day used to be in theaters for like 6 months. Like back in the 70s, they were in, like Star Wars was in theaters for like 5 years. Bro.
Yeah, because after it's not in theaters, before it dropped, it would be a long time before it came out, like on DVD and or VHS.
But I think like as far as movie going, I think it, like I said, like it just turns into like you just have to be like actually interested into it. And like,
and I think that's like the hard part.
Movies, like you have to like love movies to like go, because if not, then you're just kind of like going to wherever the internet is telling you to go, kind of thing. Like I feel like I don't even know how to say it. Like it's just something that needs to be like organic, to where like Christopher Nolan, like he's making the Odyssey that's coming out this year. It's shooting all on 70 millimeter. Like it's the first movie that's going to be shot entirely on 70 millimeter IMAX. No movie has ever done that. Like Christopher Nolan has used it on like half of his movie or in scenes or whatever. But like it's the first movie, like that alone is like, it's going to be insane. And actually the not Tempe Market, the Arizona Mills IMAX, that's the biggest screen in Arizona.
Yeah.
And that's the only theater that's in Arizona that shows proper like IMAX 70 millimeter. So that alone should be like a reason to go. So like once you kind of like go like maybe even a couple levels below surface level of like your interest in going to see a movie, you'll be sold on it because of how much goes into any movie.
But I think that's the part of why they're dying is like us. We hear that and that's dope. You want to go see it, but our little small niche culture can't keep movie theaters alive. You need the general public.
It's hard, yeah.
And like that's what I'm wondering is like, how do you get the general public interested that it's going to be the first movie because on 70 millimeter? You know what I'm saying?
It's the same thing that happened when they started TV in the 50s. You know what I mean? Like, why would I go to the movies when I could watch any show like that's on these 3 channels in my living room? Like, I don't have to go. So there was that same scare, but now that you have access to any movie, like at home, not any movie, because like some shit's not on streaming. Like that's why Zia Records is the shit, because you can find any deep cut DVD there, for sure. Any Blu-ray or 4. They got like the best 4K selections.
And on Amazon, you can buy whatever movie
you can buy that
rent
shit.
It, I mean,
so like physical media, like I think there's a big revamp within the past like year or so of like DIY, like physical things, like buying 4Ks. I think magazine culture is like coming back slowly.
Yeah,
and vinyl has been popular. Like it's crazy that like ever since COVID, I've only seen a rise in like vinyl sales. Like artists, like independent art. You see West Side Gun and The Alchemist and Larry June making their own vinyl and producing it, and that shit's fire. But that's why I say I think it just takes like just a little bit of effort, like in any hobby, like in any interest you have. Like if you're interested in photography or painting, like it's like you would go to the museum to go experience these things instead of staring at a picture of it on your phone, kind of thing.
And I think it's not even so much competing. Like that's a part of it, of course, like how you were saying, competing with the fact that it's convenient to watch it at home. I think the bigger thing that movies are competing with is people spend hours and hours on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, app they want to.
Yeah.
And before they didn't have to compete with that. Now you literally have to compete with somebody that goes home after a long day, they lay down and they're scrolling for 4 hours.
And I think those are the people that are saying Marty Supreme was boring because it's obviously not. You know what I mean? Like the Safdie brothers, even though this was only Josh Safdie, but they are known for the anxiety.
Literally, that's what when he said it was boring, I was like, I thought you were gonna say so many other things, which is okay to critique it. Yeah, but boring is not.
Boring is wrong.
That is like
you weren't watching the movie then. Like that makes zero sense. Like I've heard people say Uncut Gems was boring. I'm like, you weren't watching it then. Like you're not a human. Like you're not doing the math in your head of how crazy this shit is.
Exactly. Because Marty Supreme, my heart was pumping the whole 2.5 hours. I wanted it to end, bro. I'm this is too much.
I saw it twice already. And after my first watch, my initial react, like on the drive home, I was like, I kind of wish like he got a lesson taught to him, but then
that's my critique with the movie, why it's not a 9 or a 10 is the ending.
That was my own it's a 9 for me. It's one of the best movies I've seen in a long ass time, but like it's
the ending.
It's not perfect because I just
we should have said spoiler to let the people know.
This is a Marty Supreme. Yeah, we're doing a deep dive.
Okay, so right now, if you heard that part that we didn't really like the ending, we haven't got too much.
Well, I mean, we didn't say
a little bit of a spoiler going forward. If you haven't seen Marty Supreme, stop this real quick, go watch it. But now we're going to talk openly. Shout out to the sponsor of this podcast, A Taste of AZ. On Saturday, January 31st, they're having the biggest and best food and drink festival. I have been to a ton of events, and there are none like this one. Your ticket gets you unlimited food. They'll also have beer, wine, and cocktail samples, live music, and just a great vibe. Last year, they had special smash burgers and some crazy wings from another vendor. I can't wait to see what they have at this one. Go use our code BTB10 to get a discount on your ticket right now. That's BTB10. This supports our podcast and saves you some money. I'll see you guys there.
I want to talk now. Okay, if we're gonna do that, like watching, what was your going into the theater? What was your like reactions, like scene by scene, like the opening? Did you laugh during the opening credits? I thought that shit was hilarious. The kids choir, singing the song.
So there was a lot of. You know what's one of my favorite scenes, and it was just like something that's thrown in there because it really doesn't have anything else to do with anything unless you can tell me. But when his homeboy that ended up going to the Harlem Globetrotters with him is telling the story about the honey
Yeah.
on his body. Like he like begged him, like, tell him that story. And then he ended up telling him.
Yeah.
But like that didn't even need to be a part of it, you know? But it
think
was like,
what
it was dope.
how I kind of read that was they were at the dinner, right? And it's Marty and his homeboy. They just finished the tournament.
Yeah.
So he's like, I got money. Let's go out to dinner, which I thought was cool. Like,
Yeah.
it kind of shows the culture between players in ping pong, or in table tennis. And he sees Gwyneth Paltrow and fucking Mr. Wonderful, and he has Mr. Wonder. He obviously offers to pay for it. He comes over here, and I think he wants him to tell the story because he's looking at it from Gwyneth Paltrow's perspective of like he wants Gwyneth Paltrow thinking like, what are they talking about? Like, why is
so
my
he knows
husband,
that's kind of long.
Like, she knows who Marty is, and she obviously knows who her husband is. So he wants to get her thinking like, why is he still there? Like, why is he still talking to him? And so I think he wants to build up the I don't know, the enigma that he is. So he's
that's
like
that aura, the aura building.
Yeah, he's like, I'm talking to your husband, and it looks like we're just chopping it up. So he's like, no, tell the story. Come on.
Yeah.
And so he's just chilling there while the story's happening.
That makes sense.
And so I think he's just. And that's why I think he's gonna win an Oscar, because that's every scene, bro. He's trying to like sell something. Like he's trying to, like, dude, my favorite part when I watched it the second time, like when I've felt this feeling in every Safdie Brothers movie, but like that's how I know it's a great movie, is when I get that like gut, like my out of body experience, like watching a movie, is the part where at the very end. When he's in Japan and they do when they do the fake game where it's staged and everything, and then when it ends and he's like, no, wait, let's do a real one. My favorite, what I think I was like, that's the Oscar right there, is when he's talking to Endo and he's like, they're treating you like a puppet, like you're the fucking greatest, like you need to show that. Like he was trying to hype him up. Yeah, like he's like telling the truth, but like this isn't anything he's like said at all before. Yes. He just knows he's good. And the performer, like when you first meet Endo and you see him and he's wearing like the black polo, it reminded me, bro, it's so good. Like the direction, like the costume design, the lighting inside that stadium when they're doing that first tournament, and like bro. Yeah. And the score.
It just, it's insane, because one of the main reasons I didn't really think I needed to go see it was because like the emphasis on ping pong, you know, like I'm like, I do not give not one fuck about ping pong.
And I think that's the funny, like
that's the best part of it. That's the point.
Yeah. It's like, because I think that's the human part of it, because that's anything. Like to you guys, this podcast is everything. Yeah. But someone across the world can be sick and dying. They don't give a fuck about a podcast. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And that's everyone's human. That's the human experience, is like it's perspective. And seeing someone so passionate about this thing of like, he's in the specific time in American history of like he said it. He's like, this shit feels stadiums overseas. Like I am in the position to be the number one face of this sport in America. And I just thought it was funny. Like he was super into the idea of how Americans treat their athletes, where like he sees how like basketball, like he talks shit about how we treat the Harlem Globetrotters, where it's just like a circus act and shit. And like he's into the Olympics and how it's like when he's in the shitty hotel, he's just like, I'm your star player. I deserve to be in the fucking like we treat our athletes like royalty, bro. Yeah. Like even college football. I was just in Scottsdale and the Fiesta Bowl was here. I saw Ole Miss, like they got these big ass fucking buses, bro. They get treated like fucking. They got everything taken care of.
Yeah, there's levels to it.
So it's like I just thought that was like a funny little niche part of this.
What's some a little background about the movie? I know I seen something where they talked about it was like 6 years to do the script or something.
Yeah,
like that.
He's been writing it for 6, but there was another movie that he was supposed to make. I don't know. I think it was just going to be him. I don't think it was going to be a Safdie Brothers thing, because it was the original movie was going to be it was going to be about sports trading cards, and it was going to be in like that, you know, little realm of the world. And it was going to have Adam Sandler, and Ben Affleck was going to play old like MLB pitcher. I think that movie's still going to get made. I think that's going to be Josh Safdie's next movie. Okay. And then the Smashing Machine kind of came out of nowhere. That was one I didn't know of until like I made that YouTube video about
Yeah.
it, where I was like announcing that he was going to start making it, because I didn't really know about it. The only thing I heard of was that trading card movie, and then it turned into Marty Supreme. Like I found out that it was going to be Marty Supreme in like 2022,
Okay.
and I was like, I was like, I don't know what the story is, because the thing about Josh, or both of the Safdie brothers, is like their way of making movies. They like blend fiction and reality. You know what I mean? Like they don't use a lot of, they try to use like first time actors as much as they can.
Yeah.
Like having Kevin Garnett and Uncut Gems play himself, like, and it was an amazing performance. Like dude, he was fucking great. And like Uncut Gems is another one to where it's just like you see how important this bet is to Adam Sandler. How like in the beginning of Uncut Gems, you know, when they're in Africa and you see the fucking dude with his leg all open, he's like, he could die from this. But then fucking you see a guy on the opposite side of the world to where like it's a life or death situation too, but it's a fucking, he's relying on a free throw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like those dynamics and the polarity of the universe kind of thing. Like everything in the Safdie brothers movies, they feel like cosmic. I don't know. It's crazy.
And if, I mean,
Do you have water?
I don't know. Yeah, I think we have a water in there. But yeah, I just think that I don't know exactly. I guess it is with everything, like the production of it, the set design, the people that they pick, but everything feels real. And I think that's like the hardest thing to do in a movie is to make something feel real, you know,
especially
and capture
in,
that.
in Marty Supreme, where have the set design of like it's a timepiece, so it's like you gotta act like it. And that's what like Josh Safdie talked about like in his press run, was like having to build these sets but then still make it feel like you're stealing the shot, because that's what he would do with Good Time, with Uncut Gems. Like he had like the perspective of like he's trying to steal the shot, like they don't have permits, and like they don't, like they're trying to make it feel like they're just they have a long lens like from across the street. That's why I love all like the drone shots of like following cars, and then like the long shots of people walking down the street.
Like they're just catching something.
Yeah, they're just catching shit happening. And I think that's what makes like every Safdie brothers movie like feel so alive. It's also the sound mixing, because it's like when you're watching these movies, bro, like everyone in the room is having a conversation, and you can hear like when you're in the shoe store in the beginning, you hear everyone talking, and when you're in the bowling alley, you hear the machines that pick up the pins. It's like you hear everything in the room, like the sound mixing for all of it. And he's not the first person to like do that, but you can see like the little choices that are made. Like there's little choices in every little thing in Marty Supreme, and like you can kind of appreciate every single one once you like, you know, kind of learn to appreciate it.
Yeah, that's why I definitely have been thinking a lot about how I want to rewatch it, because that first watch through, you know, anytime you're watching a movie is like you just catch, you know, what you can catch because it's just your first time.
Yeah.
But there was so much in there that I want to go back and like rewatch, especially like that first scene.
It's good.
Where she's acting like she lost her shoe or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
I really want to rewatch that because I believed it the first
now knowing
time.
that they're trying, it's like live theater. Where like they're trying to perform in front of everyone else to make it seem like, and that shit was so good to where it's like you see right off the bat they're little like hustlers. You know what I mean? And they kind of finagle their way through especially Marty, like through every situation.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that's what, and a lot of people don't like that about, and I don't know. A lot of people don't like that about Josh Safdie's movie or any of the Safdie brothers movies, because like they're protagonists, like they're just not cool, not chill people. And so I don't know. Some people like kind of get turned off by a movie when I've seen a movie to where it's like this person is just not cool, or like I can't really like
resonate with them, or like root for them.
But even Marty Supreme, I felt a little bit of that when he, like the way he talked to his mom. Like remember when he was just like, "Don't leave food in my room, like it attracts bugs," and like he's like straight up disrespect. That was a part where I was like, dude, like someone like there needs to be a part. That was my thing. It was like someone needs to fucking. But I think that's what the paddling was. Yeah. The fucking humiliation.
Yeah, but that's why we want something to happen to him at the end, because we're like, the paddle was fine, but he won that.
Yeah. I think on my second watch, I liked to think, I'm not a dad, but I like to think his son is the lesson in a weird way. You know what I mean?
He ain't
like,
fucking changing. That motherfucker gonna say the exact same.
I don't know. I like to think, but I like how they leave it up in the air.
Yeah,
too.
no, yeah.
I don't. I think that's the most, like, if there's one thing that's important about this movie and like why I'm glad it's so popular is that it doesn't tell you how to feel.
Yeah,
Like
I
it
do
doesn't.
like that.
It doesn't say this person is a bad person. It doesn't say this person is a good person.
I think what's cool too about
You're
it
just
is
along
like,
with this dude, like, and you see it. Like, your part of you is still rooting for him, and that's what you know what I mean?
no, not me. But what I did like about this movie is that it was a quicker switch than usual. Usually, like halfway through, you kind of like either like or hate. Even like with Breaking Bad, you know, like halfway through the seasons, now you're wondering, is Walt still good? You know what I'm saying? This one, it was a quicker switch where at the beginning, everyone was treating him kind of like shit. Like his family didn't want to pay him the money so that he could go to Japan. Like it was like everything was happening, and you're like, dude, he just believes in himself. Why does no one else believe in him? But then you start seeing him do all this bullshit, and you're like, oh, no
You're like,
wonder
I
why.
fucking see it.
Yeah, like
Because you're a fucking dickhead.
you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Like now I get it, and that was like a quick switch in this movie. It's like I was immediately like, oh no, you're just a piece of shit, bro. That's why nobody fucks with you.
And that's why I thought it was funny. We're going to talk about the vampire line. Is that what you want to talk about?
Yes.
So at the end, my first time watching it, I was like, what the fuck was that?
That was sick.
I was like, but I loved it. I loved it, bro.
That was sick.
Where he says, I was born in 1601. I'm a vampire. I've seen plenty of people
Mr.
like
Wonderful's character.
He like goes up to him in the middle of the match, the end of the match. And in that interview where he talks about how Kevin O'Leary came up with that.
Yeah.
And how he's like, which is scary. Like for me, like when I think about it, I was like, this is how these fucking corporate elites, these people aren't like human, bro. Like they operate on a almost like reptilian level to where it's just like, because the reason why he said that was, he was like, if I'm dealing with a person who doesn't care about money, who obviously Marty's a person who's he believes in purpose, he believes in fate and all this stuff. And Kevin O'Leary, he said, like, if I was dealing with a person like that, I would use the dark arts and I would say I'm a vampire. I was born in 1601 and like try and fuck them up.
Yeah.
And like, and I'm like, dude, that's fucking insane. Like, and I thought that was such a good like line, because the way he reacts, where he kind of like chuckles at him and he's like, okay. And I just thought that was like the perfect, like, to make it a little like surreal, to make you like be like, what the fuck, in the middle of this match that's everything to Marty.
And it's crazy too, because when he says that line, you kind of believe it. You think, I thought to myself for a second, like, fuck, like, is this fool really a vampire?
Like, that's why I loved it so much, bro, because the original ending that he had, to where was there an end credits? Like,
not that I remember.
Like, or is there some sort of like thing after the movie? I don't think
so.
Oh, because,
but I don't know if anyone's even, I haven't seen any clips or anything of this, but basically it's Josh Safdie, right, that did this one. So Josh went on a podcast and he actually gave away what the ending was going to be.
Yeah, the original ending was it was like a time lapse, kind of like quickly edited together. Like during the end credits was going to be the ending was that he grows up, he goes back to America, he takes over the shoe store, he makes it Marty's shoes or whatever, Mauser's shoes, and then franchises, becomes super successful, has children, grandchildren. Then like he's at a Tears for Fears concert, listening to everybody wants to rule the world, and then Mr. Wonderful comes up from behind him and bites him in the neck, and he didn't age at all. Yeah, and dude, and isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
like, dude.
All from that line
is like, I love that.
Yeah,
I would have loved, because I would have loved the kind of how much that would turn people off to it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like people would probably be like, that was weird, that was whack. I would have loved that.
That's like the most insane callback of all time. You know, like it's so far back. One line turned into
the whole like ending, because I don't know, those dudes, the Safdie brothers, they just know what they're doing. I think as far as the future of Hollywood, I don't think it's in bad hands. That's why I don't want to say like theaters are dying. That's why like I hesitate answering.
Well, no, I don't want to say that
Ryan
either.
Coogler, bro, Christopher Nolan, and even like these people care about movies. Like they care about movie going, and I just think like, with Hollywood or not, I think what people like, the main thing I have to like tell everyone when I talk about this is that like people confuse like movies aren't all like, not every movie is made in Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like,
What do you mean?
like you don't have to go through Paramount. You don't have to go through Paramount to make a movie.
Gotcha.
And you don't have to go to Warner Brothers to make a movie or anything like that. Like, it doesn't take that. I mean, you could do anything yourself now in this day and age. So it's like,
Yeah.
I think as far as movie going and just that culture of like people who love film, it's gonna like that doesn't just go away. You know what I mean? Like, that's not just gonna die and no one goes to the movies anymore. There's still gonna be independent movie theaters. We have them here. You
Yeah,
know?
for
So
sure.
I just think like, as long as the people who love it keep loving it and like it just becomes an organic thing. I don't think it's going anywhere, but I think the business side of it, as far as like making money and being a profitable thing, you never know. But
Yeah.
I just think that like people need to keep making
Which, I mean,
movies. Like,
It could be a good thing
what I mean?
too, though, you know, because if there's less money to go around, things can't just get made. Like bullshit.
that's kind of the goal.
Yeah,
I
like,
feel that's what I would want.
They
is
don't.
just
They
like,
can't just put bullshit out because there's no money to just put bullshit out.
right, because that's how you end up. Like, Hollywood went bankrupt in the late 60s, and they started giving money. They opened this like sub production label called United Artists, into where they started giving young directors like from NYU and shit and USC, which are like the two best film schools in the country. They started giving these young directors like big checks to make any movie they want. And then from that, like Hollywood being desperate for just new movies that people want to see, you got Steven Spielberg making Jaws, you got Martin Scorsese making Taxi Driver, you got Star Wars, you got fucking The Godfather. Like, that's the 70s. It's called New Hollywood. Like, there's a whole book about it, but it's like literally about these young guys who kind of took over Hollywood. And there's always been kind of like a cycle of a group of directors kind of like handling Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like, right now, I would say it's Christopher Nolan. Like, he's the, like, whatever he wants to make, like, someone is going to be like, here's a check, like,
Yeah.
make it, you know? Ryan Coogler is pretty, by now, one of those guys.
Yeah.
I think since Black Panther, he's been,
Yeah.
like, he could do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he could do what he wants.
And Sinners was that.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Sinners
How do you
was-
feel about Timothee winning over Michael B. Jordan?
I respect it. I loved Michael B. Jordan. I loved Sinners. Bro,
I mean,
like,
he
I couldn't
technically
shut up
played
about
two.
Sinners when
He
it came
technically
out.
played two characters. So I mean, that's
And like, he didn't, I mean, if we want to talk about Sinners, what I loved about Michael B. Jordan was like, he didn't play into like how similar the twins were. He kind of played into like how different they
For
were.
sure.
And so like, when they were with like the scenes where it's both of like, where it's two Michael B. Jordans is really good. But when they're off on their own, it's like you see
know.
like two different people. Like,
you
and
know the
it's-
difference.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
so good. Like,
You're
you're just thinking like, oh, these are two different people. Like, you fall for it. Like, you get tricked. That's the magic. You know what I mean? That's, if you're able to do that, that means it's a good movie. That means it's a good performance.
Yeah.
To where it's like, you believe it, you know?
So do you think he should have won, or do you think that Timothy is valid?
I think just because of what Timothy has done for himself, of being like, I'm chasing greatness, all that shit, it's cool. I feel like I'm rooting for it. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, talk your shit, win the awards, because I like that. And, but
But at the same time, we don't need just white guys doing that.
right, sure.
So that helps too. You know what I'm saying?
And so if I think like, who gives a like, who, like, if someone's upset that Michael B. Jordan didn't win, it's like, do you really care about awards though? Like, do you give a fuck about the Critics' Choice Awards, like who wins best
Yeah,
act
like, do you
kind of thing?
actually normally
yeah
care?
like the
Yeah.
Oscars, like, yeah, sure, they're really like renowned. Like, if you win a best actor, you're probably a really good fucking actor. Even if you get nominated, like, that is a good thing too. So I think people the internet is really what does it, of just like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
oh, this is fucking a big deal, but it's only as much of a big deal as you make it,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, because I normally don't pay attention to,
But I will say I think it's cool that Timothy. I hope Timothy wins the Oscar, because, like I said, like, who else is like, the Oscars won't. They don't believe in horror, bro. Like, Get Out won Best Original Screenplay, and that was the last thing horror did in the Oscars, and that was a big deal when Jordan Peele won.
Yeah.
like, that was like, Get Out was Get Out, dude. That's huge. That's movie of the decade. That's like top 5 of the decade. But I don't know, with Sinners, I just feel like because of the vampire horror and how
and I think that's why
it doesn't like fit in the to me it doesn't fit in the Oscars.
That's why
Doesn't mean
I
it's a
care
bad
a little
movie.
bit more though, is because it's something so different. I feel like they need that. Like it's always Timothee is literally like, yeah, he's a little bit cool. He's from New York. Like he's, you know, a little bit more cultured than normal.
Sure.
But he's still just a white
He's just a
dude,
white dude.
from acting.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
He's a theater kid. Yeah.
And Michael B. Jordan is what he's done with Ryan Coogler is just something so different for that world. So it would be
special.
dope if they got those
Like seeing
nods.
coming from like if you've seen Fruitvale Station when it came out, you're like, bro,
It
this
just hits
is
different.
crazy.
Yeah.
I see that. But then again, it's just like, bro, if Michael B. Jordan wins Best Actor, that's fucking history. Like, I hope he wins.
That's what
you know
I'm
what I mean?
saying.
Like, that'd be sick. But I don't think so.
Damn.
I want, dude, I'm right here with you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But realistically, Timothy's probably going to win it. I mean, but last year, Adrian Brody won it for The Brutalist when that was when Timothée Chalamet was saying all that shit about like chasing greatness, and because he said that at the SAG Awards before the Oscars.
Gotcha.
Because he won for Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
And then
which his speech and all that I completely respect and love, because like there's a lot of people that try and pretend like they're not trying to do, you know, they want to be too cool, you know, like,
yeah,
and he's like laying it out there, because if he fails, it looks worse.
Yeah.
If you're like acting like that,
but then again, that's why the reason, my theory of like when he said that a long time ago, I was like, because I think I knew Marty Supreme was going to be good before I even saw a trailer. I was just like, bro, he's setting himself up for greatness for real. Like, he's like, I'm going to be in my Josh Safdie movie. It's production design by Jack Fisk, like cinematography by Darius Kanji. Like, there's nothing but people who are like greats in their craft. Like Jack Fisk, one of the best production designers of all time. He did There Will Be Blood. And Darius Kanji shot 7. Like, dude, this movie, I knew this movie was gonna be good. Like,
it's like good.
You do the math, and it's no wonder Timothée Chalamet was like, bro, I'm trying to win an Oscar. So like, he did this movie, and he just knew. And I think now that's why he's playing it a little more calm, because he knows he has a higher chance. This is my theory, that he knows he has a higher chance of winning. So he's just not gonna.
He's relaxed
because he's like, I'm definitely not gonna jinx this shit.
Yeah,
That's what I would.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, I already went hard.
Yeah, I went hard too much. Like, people might get sick of it, especially if he's winning and talking shit.
Yeah.
I feel like people will kind of
people don't like that.
It'll kind of stick with that. Would stick with him, and now I don't think he wants people to be like, oh yeah, Timothée, he thinks he's the best. He thinks he's the best. But like, I feel like he just needed to talk his shit one time to like let people know what he's here for. And I feel like that's kind of what the industry needed, because he said that at the SAG Awards, the Screen Actors Guild. Like, he said everyone in that crowd is in the Screen Actors Guild. So like, he's kind of like putting his balls on the table and being like, bro, like, I'm here to take this shit seriously and make good movies and do good performances. So if you're not trying to do that, then
literally, like, you know, like the equivalent of like when Andre 3000 did his, like, the South has something to say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it's literally like that.
It's like that in front of all your peers and all the people that are in your. Yeah,
that's why it's so like important. Like, if you watch Anora won Best Picture last year, and if you watch Sean Baker's speech for winning Best Picture, because he didn't think he was gonna win, bro. Like, but it was winning everything. Like, it won Best, because Sean Baker, he was the one who did the interview with Josh Safdie on the A24 podcast.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
So yeah, he's a great, like, his shit pure independent. Like, he shot directed Tangerine. You remember that movie?
I didn't watch that, but I know
it was
I
all
remember
shot on iPhone. That was like what it was known for. And like that alone, and there's a funny story that, you know, the Florida Project.
Yes,
the
I love that movie.
So Willem Dafoe signed on, because that's a Sean Baker movie. Willem Dafoe signed on because he heard about Tangerine, and so he showed up on set thinking they were gonna shoot on iPhone. But they had like cameras and shit and lights,
like,
and
what the
everything.
fuck is
He's
this?
like, bro, I wanted to be in a movie with an iPhone, like shot on iPhone.
Wow.
But that shit, that I think what Sean Baker does is very similar to what Josh Safdie does. Like, he uses like not real actors. And, and I just love the concept of like like blending reality and fiction.
Yeah.
And like that's why like what Uncut Gems did, like taking real basketball games that like some of us has probably watched live or whatever. I'm not a big basketball
That's
guy,
why one of my favorite Tarantino's is movies is Inglourious Bastards, because it's like super blending, like this could have been a reality.
You're like, fuck, because like those, there was like, you can like imagine it being like a real thing, like just the idea of that makes it fun watching it, and that's just what a good movie does. You know
just
what I mean?
capturing that,
and it makes you like think like beyond the movie. You're like, this is deeper than the, I don't know. It's like there's almost like a fourth wall break, like when you're watching a Safdie Brothers movie. You know, it's like, wait, was that real? Did you really fucking do that? I don't know. It's cool. Or like when, especially in Safdie Brothers movies, when they're outside, when they're on the streets of New York, like you can tell, like these are just random people,
just shit going
like,
on.
then they're not like really, because usually on a movie set, you know, you have a ton of extras, and you want minimal sound, and like we were doing for this, like we want to make sure the shit's quiet, but like when the Safdies make a movie, it's like, bro, they write dialogue for extras to talk like in the background, and like it's a hassle trying to like edit it all together, but it's just like.
What's your favorite Safdie movie?
Probably, I mean, Good Time, because that was the first one that I watched. Like the thing about like Good Time, where I watched it. Get Out was the movie where I watched, where I was like, I'm watching movies differently. But Good Time was the movie where I was just like, wait, if I were to make movies, it would be like this. Like it's this kind of movie. And then years later, Uncut Gems came out, and I was like, holy shit. Yeah. Because I saw that for the first time with Fonzie, actually. Fonzie and my brother. Okay. And when I saw that, bro, I was like, holy shit. Yeah. Like this, like changes. I feel like, I don't know, like I think Adam Sandler should have got nominated for an Oscar. Man. For Uncut Gems.
Yeah, he went crazy.
But I don't know. I think Good Time, because of how small scale it is. Yeah. I mean, it all takes place in one night. Those are my favorite kind of movies. And like, I don't know, it's the perfect movie. And it's only like an hour and 39 minutes, hour 42, I think.
That's my, I like under 2 hours.
Under 2 hours.
Me personally. If it's a great movie though, like Dune or something, you know, I love 2.5. But usually I like if it's like 130, 145 or something.
Yeah. 145.
It's like really like put
solid, good, like to where it's not too quick, where it really like kind of, there's a couple scenes to where it kind of goes into a little detail. I think that's what Good Time does, because if you watch Good Time, you're like, what are you going to cut out of that? Like what gets cut out?
That's what I like when movies are that condensed. You're like, what? Nothing can be cut out of this.
The best movie that does that's not an hour and a half is Goodfellas. Because you watch Goodfellas, it's it's such a long movie. I think it's 2.5. I think it's over. It might be like 220. But you watch Goodfellas and you're like, bro, like the last time I watched it, I was like, there's not one scene you can cut out. It's every scene. You're like, oh, I remember this one. I remember this one. I remember this one for 2.5 hours. And like, so that's just called good editing. And I think that just comes with the pacing and just good dialogue. Like it just comes with making a good movie. Like I watched One Battle After Another. I wish that was 2 hours longer. Like that shit was.
Yeah, because there's definitely movies like that where you're like, damn, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh shit,
that's the one.
That's on HBO Max
list.
now.
I need to watch it.
Which is fucking crazy. It came out 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. That blows my mind, bro. Like how fast they go to streaming and
watching
like
Marty Supreme, I was like thinking, I'm like, I think that's my favorite like anxiety inducing movie. You know, like because there's a few of those that are like, have you seen The Game with Michael Douglas, I believe?
Yeah, dude.
That one is like,
dude, that movie's so good. I've had nightmares about, like when I was a kid, I used to think I was like, wait, is everyone an actor?
Are you in it?
Yeah.
So like that's one of them. That was my favorite. But this one might like top that.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I was just talking about this with my brother about Uncut Gems, about like, to me, that's still low key. And I think it's aged well too because of how anxiety inducing it is, and the sports gambling. I feel like maybe that sparked a wave of like sports gamblers to make it cool. I don't know, but
that's kind of
I don't know. That's super deep. That's the shit I think about on my own. But I think that Uncut Gems, I still watch it, bro, and that gunshot. Spoiler for Uncut Gems.
No, you're good on
that. That came out like 7 years ago. Yeah. At the end of Uncut Gems, when he gets shot, hearing the gunshot, my stomach drops, bro.
Yeah.
Because of how anxious I am. But like what makes that moment in the movie so large is that you hear the gunshot, you know he's dead, but you're like, it's over. You're like
a little bit relieved.
Yeah, you're a little relieved. You're like, fucking finally, he's not gonna do anything anymore. Like, and then the end of the movie, it goes into the bullet hole, and then it's the whole universe. I think that, dude, Uncut Gems might be my favorite. I might say Uncut Gems.
Yeah, now you're switching
Good
it.
Time, because of how like I said, I love the cosmic nature of it and how the gem itself is like it's a character in the movie.
Bigger than what they have going on.
Yeah. It's all like the motivations of every character is like an energy. Like Kevin Garnett wanting the gem because it's like, dude, I feel like I can fly. It's a fucking elixir for him. Like he like needs it. And then like when he's like looking into it with the little microscope thing and like he's seeing like his whole life flash before his eyes, and you hear like the background, they're like the fucking dinosaurs were looking into this shit. And that's what I loved, is that like the whole diamonds are forever thing, but like this opal is like infinity, like it's everything, like the past, present, and future.
Yeah, it's just bigger than everything they got going on. Because that's what's cool too, is there's so much going on in their world, but that is bigger than all of that still.
Yeah, still.
You know, like,
and I think that's why Marty, going back to Marty Supreme, like him having a kid, like I don't know, the idea of the opening credits when it's all the sperms like going to the egg and then the egg turns into the ping pong ball. Yeah, I think that kind of defines the movie, because at the end of the movie when he has the kid, that's why I say like I feel like that's the lesson, is like he moves on, like the alternate ending, like he's gonna move, like he's too good of a salesman. Like this type of person, Marty, like he's going to succeed. Like he's not gonna, I don't know. Like he's gonna, I don't know. I feel like that's how good of a performance it was. Where it's like you just feel like you like know you've met this kind of person. Where it's just like, and then also, I don't know. I don't want to get too like into one part of the movie, like go too deep into detail and be boring. But like the idea of that time in America, of like being that kind of person to where there's no internet and there's no, like, you're literally on your own. You know what I mean? Like if you need to reach out to someone, you need to fucking go there.
Go see them. Yeah.
And so like being that individual, like having that rugged individualism and being like, I'm out on my own, and like seeing how he's trying to like navigate like through this world. Like he believes, like, he's like, I'm on my own. Like no one is going to support me. And like he literally says it. He was just like, I feel like if I don't do it all on my own, then it doesn't really mean anything. And I feel like that's kind of,
he was low-key giving a lot of bars in there too.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
The part, even they put it in the trailer, but the part where he's just like, do you ever think it's not going to work out? And he's like, no, that I don't even think about. Like that doesn't even enter my consciousness. Like that thing, like that's the most relatable part of the movie. It was just like, why waste energy? Like that's literally like, if I have gasoline in my tank, like thinking about that shit is just a waste of it. You know what I mean? Like
my life.
I'm not even gonna, like, why would you even bring that up, kind of thing. Like it's like, now I kind of don't fuck with you.
That's literally like, anxiety. Like that's what anxiety does.
Because I think thinking like that like becomes reality. I think that emits like a frequency of just like of doubt. And I think that like that's something, that's why you need to be crazy. That's why they say like you need to be like delusional about the shit you believe in, because it's you, like this is, you feel it. And I think that's why like I don't know if it's the message of the movie, but there's something there to where that's motivating, to where that's why I say like you kind of want him to win, because you see this type of person who's kind of doing everything they can to win. Like the part, I want to say two things, but the part where he gets to Japan at the end and he goes up to the ITTA person who's like, you know, he's in trouble for no, he's not going to be in the tournament. He's like, hey, I'm going to be in the tournament. I'm going to do this.
And he's like, no,
you're not going to be in the tournament. And then him saying like, I don't think you get it. Like, I'm here. Like, you don't know how much it took for me to be here. And he's like, well, you didn't come far enough. And that is the most like heartbreaking shit you could ever hear. Like when like you gave everything and it doesn't even matter. Bro. Like, and it's like the part I connected that with Uncut Gems, where the part where he has the opal and he's getting it appraised, and he's like, it's gonna be fucking millions of dollars, and he gets there and it's only worth like 400K, and he's like, no, like this fucks everything up. Like it's the same like predicament where you're like
putting everything in on something and
that you believe in, that like this is like this is my compass of like pulling me forward through my life. Like this is like the most important thing ever, but it doesn't do anything. But that is life. That's the human experience. Like these things that we believe in. And I mean, honestly, it's only as alive as you make it.
And that's kind of like the bravery in it too, because not a lot of us are down to do that. You know, like to put all, like imagine like, you know, you hear about like comedians or directors or whatever sleeping on the floor where they gave everything, like they don't have no money.
The part in the movie where he's shutting down the parlor, the ping, like where all the tables are and shit, the hangout spot where it's kind of like a speakeasy for ping pong players, and him like being like, I'm sleeping here, I need to make this much money. I thought that was a cool part of the movie, to where it's like it was a little part. And there's like the song they play, I forgot what it was called, The Order of Death, I think it was called. It's like this old 80s British like synth pop song. It was fucking, I saved it to my Apple Music. Dude, the soundtrack for this movie.
Yeah, it was. What's your perspective on the part where, remember the guy got killed, the dog owner?
Yeah.
He got killed and he went in his
That's
pocket.
Abel Ferrara. You know who that is?
No, I don't.
You know, have you seen King of New York?
No, Walker? I know what you're talking about though.
That director. Or have you seen Bad Lieutenant?
No.
Harvey Keitel. Abel Ferrara, he's like a cult director.
Wow.
From he used to make movies back in the 70s, but
he looks familiar.
Yeah. He's a fucking dude. He's a wild dude. Or he used to be wild. He's like sober now, and he like
but he used to be
off. He was on one, bro. You should watch like his old late night. He had a Conan O'Brien interview. Like if you're watching it, look up Abel Ferrara Conan O'Brien interview, bro. He's fucking wild.
That's sick.
But yeah, Abel Ferrara, what about him?
So when he got killed, he went in his pocket to get the money, and there was pictures of girls in there.
Yeah, because he was gonna play them. He wasn't gonna pay them money.
What do you mean?
Like,
so
for the reward?
Who were the women? Those pictures?
No, it was just fucking nude pictures, bro.
You think it was nothing?
Yeah,
it was hella random bitches.
No, it was because that was supposed to be that was in an envelope. The reward money that he was going to give to the girl's character. Because remember, she was like, I need this money because I found your dog. So
like a troll.
Yeah. So he was going to give them that felt like real money. That's why it was cut out in the shape of a dollar.
Bro, that's a long troll. You went and
took these
pictures, printed them out, and like put them in them. That fool had hella time on his end.
I mean, in the 50s, he got hella time, bro.
But yeah, when I seen all those pictures, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck was he on?" Because you don't know what he does. You know, like obviously, he's a gangster.
You can kind of assume.
Yeah, but I'm like, but when I seen all those like naked girls, I was like, "Hold up, is this fool on some like some Jeffrey Epstein type, or I don't know?" You know what I'm saying? It got kind of weird with those pictures. I was like, "This fool's."
But that was just like, it was fake.
A troll.
Yeah,
that part stuck out to me. I was like, what the hell is going on?
But I thought that shit was going to get dark too.
What?
With like his character. Like I thought he was going to kill the girl or some shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That shit would have been nuts. Like the part where he comes into the pool parlor. He's like, I got her downstairs.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
That shit would have been.
After that is when I realized how crazy his girl was when he got back in the whip and she's like, now you can go. Now you can go to Japan. I'm like,
yeah, go get
it was
the
just
money.
a shootout.
Yeah.
And she's just like, yeah, now you're good. Like, what the hell? This bitch is crazy.
He damn near killed her fucking husband.
Who?
Oh yeah, when he hit her.
Oh
her
yeah,
with the trophy,
bro. Insane.
Shame on you.
Yeah, she bad too,
dude.
She bad. What's her name?
Odessa Azion.
Shout out to her.
I sent
you.
Give up everything.
I sent you a reel. People are like that. She's like an industry plant. They're like, you never heard of her.
Her mom was the voice of Bobby Hill.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Her dad?
Bobby, her mom. You know Bobby Hill? You've watched King of the Hill?
Yeah.
It's a girl. It's a chick. Voice actor.
Oh, the sister.
No, Bobby. The kid.
Bobby.
Look it up, bro.
It was a woman voice actor?
Is that so crazy, bro?
What the hell?
Yeah, dude,
That's
they can voice act
crazy.
too.
Oh my god, dude, that's crazy. Okay, I never knew that.
No, yeah. So that's her mom. So like she's just
Wow.
nepo. If you want to use the term nepo baby,
She's
sure.
a part of the culture,
Sure.
the scene.
I
She's
think
part of
that's
the scene.
every person in Indian industry is a nepo.
Yeah, but they were saying like right now that people are pushing her for some reason. I'm just like, I don't
think 'cause
get
she's
why.
hot.
But yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Like not just 'cause, and she's a good actress. Like and she's good.
She did a good
but,
job,
But
yeah.
you do see there's these pushes. That's what the executives in these studios do. Is there's like, oh, she's popping, put her in everything. Like. And I don't really like that. It's just you get an oversaturation. People talk about it. Like I think Pedro Pascal, that ruined. Like he got ruined.
It's happening with Zendaya.
You think so?
I mean, I still like it, but she's bro. She has another movie about to drop. It's like a romance thing or something.
Oh,
Robert Pattinson.
yeah.
yeah,
The Date?
yeah,
I
the
think-
date or something.
yeah.
I'm like, bro, Zendaya is in everything. Bro, like, god damn,
She is gonna be in Odyssey, and she's gonna be in
bro.
Dune 3.
She's in everything.
Yeah, but I never watched Euphoria.
Really? I know you hate Euphoria.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about
Couldn't
that.
do it. It's very weird. I don't know.
It's a good show. I like the show. Rest in peace to
What's his name?
Cloud.
Angus
Angus Cloud. Shout out to
R.I.P. He looked cool. He had a cool look.
Yeah.
Like whatever his character, like the clips I've seen, and that's the thing that sucks about like technology nowadays is like you can make anything look good, kind of thing. And sometimes you can make things look too good, and I think that's a problem with like Netflix movies and stuff like that, to where it's like you can see everything in the shot, like everything is perfectly lit, and I don't like that.
Like,
Like
and you're like, this is, yeah.
That's
those
not-
are the worst movies. Is when you're like, oh, this is a movie.
Like when you
they're
watch
acting.
like all these Apple TV shows, they look like they all have the same gray like color grading right over it. It's like the same color grading on every show.
the same LUT.
And it just feels like it feels like an Apple show, or like something feels like a Netflix show, and it just doesn't feel like authentic. Like it doesn't feel like a filmmaker made this and it's a project and there's a story to it. But those are usually the only like movies I kind of gravitate towards, is when there's like a story behind it, or there's like lore, if you will. Like
I feel that.
When you just kind of keep up with like who's doing what, like you know who's good, like whoever's good, just follow them, and then you'll see what movies they're doing, and it's like you'll know there's a ton of directors out here that are doing shit, like cool shit.
Before we get out of here, shout out to your Instagram and your YouTube. And then also, after you do that, give the people a movie to watch that's maybe like...
Dude, I have my favorite... I did my favorite movies of the year. My number one is this movie called Cloud. It's a Japanese movie. It's only, from what I know, it's only on the Criterion channel. You got to subscribe to it. You could probably like rent it on Apple TV or some shit. But I want you to watch it, actually.
Cloud?
Yeah, it's called Cloud, and it says it came out in 2024, but it came out in Japan in 2024, but it came out in America like
last year,
October of last year.
Okay.
But it's about this guy who's like a e-commerce like reseller, and he's like a scammer. And like he rips off like this local business, and he rips out, and he's like a dickhead, but like all these people he's running into and like fucking over eventually like team up and try to like get revenge on him. And I just want to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to
That's tight.
dude, it's fucking, it's the best. I think it's the best shot movie of in a while. Best cinematography, best.
It's in Japanese.
It's in Japanese. You gotta read
Sick.
subtitles.
Okay.
But
for sure.
that movie I would recommend for sure. I can't think of anything else. Let me check my letter.
No, that's good. Cloud. And shout out your...
My
find you.
Instagram, Nathan.McGeorge, and then my YouTube right now is Nate MCG. You could watch. I have all my None of This Really Matters episode, and then some of the shit that I did within the past couple of years, and then probably I don't know when, but I am working on dropping
something.
new stuff. That's exciting too. I already told you, but
yeah, that's dope. A lot of people don't even know Nate has been doing a lot of I think all of our flyers for the event. You did our new logo.
almost every event.
Yeah,
pretty much
because we only did 2, but then you've done my vintage. You've pretty much
The logos,
any graphic work
flyers.
Nate has done. For
All
me,
your
so.
dude, you know, I was looking through my photo gallery because on my computer I have a file of all the shit I've made for you.
For real?
And like all the do you remember the t-shirt battles
Oh,
lives and
yes.
shit, all the shit I made for-
live.
Yeah. I was looking at those like, bro, these are fucking crazy.
Bro.
I was like, there's no reason they're this good. Like, but
Yeah.
not to.
You were
I don't know.
going, bro. You were going crazy at
Yeah.
that time. But yeah, so if you guys ever need any like graphic work, hit Nate up on his Instagram. Shout out to Alyssa. If you guys see, we're in the studio right now. We are at Social Beast Studio.
place
If you
is cool.
guys need any like headshots, photography, video, things like that, hit up Alyssa. It's at the Social Beast on Instagram.
Shout out.
So shout out to them. And then make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are almost at 800, so we're getting closer.
That's good,
so
bro.
maybe y'all can help us out there.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then also our event. We have an event 2/22 at Strip Mall, so we're running that back.
Hell yeah.
Me and Nate are trying to get together a flyer because we don't have that yet.
Yeah, not yet.
But yeah, so that will be dope. Please come out to that 2/22. Put it on your calendar. Those are some type of
What's the next
numbers.
movie? Should we do the Odyssey in 6 months?
Dang.
Let's do an Odyssey pod.
Odyssey.
Yeah,
We could do
I
that.
think that's the next movie I would want to come on
Talk
for.
about.
Yeah,
Okay, maybe we'll do it.
unless when's the Spider-Man come out?
I don't even know.
July.
Oh, that could be a good one
If
too.
it's in the same
Because that's
month.
something different.
Holy
like
shit.
some people like Marvel.
Yeah,
so that
yeah,
might be the
people fuck
one.
with Marvel.
Yeah, that might
And the
be the
dude
one.
that fucking left the comment, who was the what did he say? He thought our shit was scripted.
Yeah.
What the fuck is up with that, dude? You should make a reel to where it's you screenshot that comment and
then
put it
show
and
it?
make a clip and be like, "Fuck you, dude," and like clip me
Just for
saying
him?
this. Yeah.
Hey, but shout out.
No.
Hopefully that guy's still subscribed to us. Shout
I
out
hope
to
so.
you.
Leave more comments. Yeah. Oh no, that's what you said. Thanks for commenting.
Did I say
yeah,
that?
You replied that. Yeah,
I love doing that. That's my favorite
Yeah,
trope.
yeah. That was awesome.
But just like that, we're out. Peace.
Peace.